Welcome back. Let's take a look at what's making headlines on the front pages of some of our newspapers. Leanne, you have business day.
I do indeed. All right, let's have a look at this. Backlogs shrink, trade surplus. And I'm sure you know what we're talking about. Durban Harbour, the gridlock at Durban Harbour robs South Africa of much needed export receipts. And the trade balance slipped into a smaller surplus in December, missing market expectations and laying bare the damage caused by port gridlock in the country's busiest harbour, as well as high oil prices and lower commodity export receipts. So all the details of that story that are there. I mean, import volumes, prices will decline as domestic demand weakens and global inflation subsides and world growth slows. That's one of the views from an economist. Little relief for Cape Town port crisis as well. Another look at what's happening there. The chaos that unfolded at the port of Cape Town during the peak season shows little sign of abating. It's according to data shared by the Western Cape government as well. So hassle still plaguing there. The photograph there is of the port of Durban. This was on Wednesday, where President Cyril Ramaphosa was at the port to see the first shipment under the preferential trading terms of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. So the business rescue, Ellie's shares crash. Wow, this was a big one. Electronics group Ellie's lost almost 2/3 of its value on the JSE after announcing it had filed for business rescue in the wake of failed attempts to diversify into the lucrative renewable energy market. That was a very, very interesting story. And then finally, Nedbank adds to growing consensus of ANC crash. Wow, what are they saying here? Nedbank, one of South Africa's 4 largest banks, expects policy uncertainty to continue to dominate the economic landscape as the general election approaches, with mounting speculation that the ANC could lose its outright majority in Parliament.
All right, let's move on to the Star now. And their lead story, SA banks deny Hamas links. Now, Chief Rabbi warns local criminal and international anti-terror laws may have been breached. And this is a story about the country's top 3 banks who've been accused by the Chief Rabbi of South Africa, Warren Goldstein, of providing funding platforms for Palestinian militant group Hamas. And basically, this was a repeat of a claim that first appeared in the Jerusalem Post. And the newspaper cited research that it had conducted and reported last week that banking giants Nedbank, Standard Bank and Absa were being used to channel funds to Hamas through the Al-Quds Foundation, which the US sanctions and outlawed in Israel. But I thought this was interesting. It goes on to say that Goldstein has now written to the chief executives of the banks and given them the opportunity to come and see him and provide assurances and proof that these allegations were without merit. And goes on. So that's the lead story. Also, independent media rejoins the press council. And picture there of Bafana as they appeared victorious, and it goes, dare to dream.
Oh yes, we're dreaming with you. All right, next one is the Citizen. What a question. Why did doctors cut my leg off? Oh this is the worst nightmare for anybody. Alleged lack of care for staff at Charlotte Maxeke Academic Hospital resulted in a 2-month nightmare for a diabetic woman who ultimately lost her right leg after she went in for what was supposed to be a relatively simple procedure to amputate a toe. My life is over. That's the article they got there. And then Kwena, high five. Kwena Mapaka's 5-wicket haul and an unbeaten half-century from Luandre Pretorius ensured the baby Proteas crushed Zimbabwe by 9 wickets for their ICC Under-19 World Cup match in Poch. And top poultry producer smiles after bird flu.
Right, the Sowetan going with Groblersdal attack. I never meant to hurt him. 2 men accused of unleashing a vicious dog on a worker claim that the victim threatened them with a panga. And the court has been told that one of the alleged attackers has previous convictions of murder and attempted murder. That picture of Bafana, yes, we can. And another interesting story there, MEC Dunga blasted over council's finances. This is, of course, not the MEC SABC accused of hiding or not sharing the AG's reports with council. So those are the headlines.
Right. Now, remember, visit sabcnews.com. Everything is there throughout the day and night for the latest news. But right now, talking about the latest news, here it is at 7 o'clock with Sakina.